Hello everyone. So today is the day that we're going to remove the rotor from the generator setup. And to do this, we're going to need some special tools. So this is a piece of all thread that I got from a hardware store near me. That is 7/16 thread that I cut and notched in the top. The reason I'm doing this is to seat this down inside of here where the original bolt came out so that it can be my anchor mount to push on with this 9/16 by 12 cap screw that I'm going to put behind it. The reason I notched it is so that I can take this screwdriver, and when I seat it all the way in there where you won't be able to see it, I'm going to turn it with the screwdriver to tighten it down. Once this is tight, we're going to put the cap screw on top, and we're going to keep torquing it with this massive torque wrench right there. Well, that's just a ratchet, but you get the idea. Until this will slowly start to kind of pop off. While we're doing that, I'm going to take this nice little carpenter's hammer here and smack the ends of only the top parts of the laminations. You don't want to hit it anywhere else, towards the front, to try and loosen it up and help it get off the generator here, or the engine part. Another thing to think about is you don't have to really worry about the rotation of this. So when this rotor comes off, if it's just a tapered shaft down here, you don't need to worry about when you reattach it to mark a marking for the angle. If you want to, you can do that. Just put a marking here and a marking on the casing if you feel like you want to line your rotor back up to where it was when you removed it. I don't think it's very important. If Onan expected, or Cummins, when they built this engine, expected it to be important, they would have made a keyed shaft and there would be no other option but to put this back where they wanted you to. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to push this further in here until it starts to seat all the way. And now I'm starting to screw it in. So just keep on screwing it in until it gets all the way down in there. Okay. Definitely gets a little difficult, but that's okay. Alright, I will be back now because I need to shorten it, it seems, as I have bottomed it out, and it's only like right there. So 10 inches might be a little too long in my application, because that is pretty tight. I cannot torque that any harder into the generator. So we will come right back after I take this out, grind it again, and then put another slit in it. Another note to think about while I am removing this is when you grind it, you want to put the slit in the part that is the part that you grinded. That way the threads at the bottom are intact so that it screws in nicely when you put it into the generator. If you don't understand what I'm saying, I'm going to show it to you right now as soon as I get my little tool here right back out. And there it is. So this was the part that I grinded. And you can see I put the slit there, and I left this part, which is still original, or part of the original cut they made, intact, so that it threads nicely, because this is more of a perfect cut to thread into. And from what it looks like to me, it is not cross-threading upon entry. So we're going to go ahead and take this, and we're going to grind a little bit more off and be back, and we're going to try and get this fitted up successfully. Hello everyone, now we're back. I have shortened it a little bit by about a 1/4 inch to a 1/2 inch, and I put a new notch in it as centered as I could get it. So now we're going to try this again. Let's go ahead and put it in. Goes in a lot further this time, which is good. We need it to seat past those primary threads in the front that the 9/16 cap screw screws onto. Good, good, good. I'm starting to see those 9/16 threads. If you can see them, then you've seated it far enough, because that will allow you to push against this rod with the cap screw. Now that's nice and tight for me. No need to torque it down too much, because then you might not be able to get the darn thing out when you're done. Well, it should be actually easy to get out technically, because you should be able to see it. Now we're going to thread the 9/16 cap screw in. Don't be afraid this doesn't want to go in or line up for you. 9/16 by 12 is the right threading size. I actually, before I started this video, had to take my tool here and really push it to start the threads, because the threads had not been used and who knows how long. So once the threads are started and you make sure it threads in at a perfect straight line with the shaft, you don't want it to be at an angle so that it's cross threading. We're going to go ahead and start torquing this down, and we're going to have to fight the engine a little bit. Did not want to use a power tool on this, because then that would be, in my opinion, cheating, unless it's a last resort to show you guys how you can do this at home with common hand tools. With the engine rotating, it definitely makes this harder. Let's see if I can find a way to stop it from rotating. There might be a way to lodge this fan in place. Nope, doesn't look like it. Alright everyone, I am back. I have my impact gun with me here that I'm going to use to torque this bolt down. If you don't have an impact gun at home, then hopefully you have a friend and they can get a ratcheting wrench on the bolt that's on this fan in the front to hold this in place so it doesn't move on you. Because it will move on you, and it will be a pain because it's moving. So I'm setting my impact on to the lowest setting, and I'm going to slowly drive this in and kind of keep an eye on the position of this in respect of everything else. Okay, give it a few taps to help loosen it. Let's keep going. I'm going to up the power of my impact gun to give it a little bit more juice. Whoa, look at that. It looks like she's off. Are you ready, everyone? Let's see if we earned ourselves a prize. Woohoo! Look at that! And we got her, everyone. There's my little tool here. Let's go ahead and take that out. You can unscrew it with your hand, so don't worry if you got it stuck down in there before. Get this tool all the way out of here. There it is. And look at that. That is a perfectly tapered shaft. This means there's no keyway on this. So you don't have to worry about the alignment of the rotor on here when you're torquing it down. I'm going to go ahead and take my bolt out of the rotor real quick. There we go. Alright everybody. So that is basically it for this video. That is how you remove your rotor assembly from the generator. Now I'm going to go ahead and take this rotor and hopefully get it machined and sleeved so that it fits my bearing comfortably. I have my bearing here with me too. So I'm going to get it custom fit so that I can make sure that this works out in the long run for my genset. Alright, well I think that's it for this video, everybody. Thank you for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed this rotor removal tutorial. I guess if anyone out there has a Onan Emerald series, this will help you especially. Just get a good look there of the inside of the rotor. Oh, it's a little heavy. Not too bad though. Alrighty folks, that's it. Hope you have a good one. Thanks again, and take care and stay safe out there.